Joining me now, Fox News contributor and host of the Ben Domenech Podcast. It is Ben Domenech. Welcome back, Ben. So I find this to be very, thank you, dear. This is very problematic for a number of reasons, but the first obviously being the amount of harm it did to kids having a majority of schools closed for so long because of that CDC guidance. Rochelle Walensky, director of the CDC, said a lot of stakeholders gave their input, but I would like to see any other group, especially those made up of parents who were able to give this sort of line-by-line policy making.
I'm very familiar with this phrase that gets used, this word that gets used a lot in Washington by the left, which is stakeholders. We're going to bring all the stakeholders around the table. And the thing that's odd about that is those stakeholders never seem to include the American taxpayer, the American parent, anybody who actually conflicts with the interest groups that make up the formation of progressivism in America today. You saw those the list of groups that was involved here, including a number of different groups that have become increasingly controversial, such as school board groups that were, obviously later on calling for parents to be identified and perhaps investigated as domestic terrorists for the pushback that they were making, not just against school closings, but against other issues within our education systems as well. The biggest stakeholder in any child's life is their parent. There's no other person who should be who should supersede them. And I know that you know that, I know that. Everybody knows that, except our leadership class in Washington, which believes that they ought to be able to make these types of decisions and have the likes of Randy Weingarten dictating what comes out of the CDC. That's unacceptable. It's anti-science. It's not a responsible approach to public health, and it ultimately will only diminish the amount of faith that we have in those types of institutions and leaders the next time that they come to us and say something. Are they actually speaking to us based on the science, based on what they know about public health, or are they saying just the things that teachers' unions want them to say?
Yeah, no, there has been a massive erosion of trust on this issue, on COVID, but especially with parents. They don't trust the government. They don't trust the school boards. They certainly don't trust the teachers' unions. And I'm sure Democrats were hoping that this whole thing would now be a back burner issue, considering Ukraine and inflation. But is it still simmering with parents? Are they looking at this kind of stuff? Think about all the moms who had to leave the workforce. Think about businesses that had to close because parents had to provide childcare because schools were closed. Think about the kids who were left on their own, who were subject to physical abuse because they didn't have a parent in the house because they had to go work. So is all of this still a big issue for parents in 2022 and 2024?
It's a huge issue, Kennedy, and it's a huge issue in part because so much of the corrupt media told us that if you only elect Joe Biden, that you'll end the divisions in America. Things will go back to normal. We won't have this kind of fractious existence. It actually turns out that what we're living through now is a period of only increased division. Division not just between each other on political ideology and the like, but also between those who believe that they have the power as the elite, as the expert class to determine what ought to go on in this country, and the American voter who now feels frustrated, who feels powerless, who has to resort to going and making a stink in front of a school board that tries to shut them down and tries to call on the federal government to wield their powers against them. This is not an issue that's going away. It's a division that I think is hardening, and it's only going to be negative, I think, in the coming elections for those who took the side of the expert class and the so-called stakeholders who were not looking out for our kids.
Absolutely not. No, you know what they were doing? They were seeing how they could get $200 billion from the federal government. They got it.
Exactly.
Now what do we have to show for it? That's the collusion. That was the end game, and it's still children who have been hosed. But Corey DeAngelis has said this in the past. Randy Weingarten has been the most effective spokesperson for school choice the issue may have ever had. That may be accidental, but it's fantastic. Ben Domenech, thank you so much.
They will regret trying to take our kids ransom, Kennedy.
Damn Skippy. All right, Ben.